This evening, we have the Sarah Marie Young Quartet, and I got to tell you, I started this week, or as the week was winding up, I was just absolutely exhausted. And I don't know about you, I'm not going to go into details, but it had to do with turning the television on. And I kind of came crashing into this weekend so ready for something else. And there's nobody I would rather have in front of us this evening spreading joy than Sarah Marie Young. She's just a spectacular, there's my wife over there, all right. Bail, ladies and gentlemen. She's a spectacular singer, a wonderful songwriter, and she truly spreads joy wherever she goes. And I got to tell you, I've been making music and been involved in the music community in Chicago for decades. I don't care where you go tonight, you're not going to find a finer band than she has with her tonight. It's Steve Million on piano, Greg Artry on the drums, and Andrew Vogt on bass. Greg Artry, by the way, art is actually in his name. So anyway, it's the Sarah Marie Young Quartet, and we couldn't be more excited. She's going to come out. We will talk again a little later at the top of the second set as part of an interview that I do for the radio show. But for now, I'm going to get out of the way and bring out our artists for the evening. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting what we do.
Thanks, Steve. All right. All right, let's get a snap going, all right, ladies and gentlemen? I think, here we go. Now, I know that some, if not most of you, will probably stop snapping after a few bars of music, but I just encourage you to continue to participate and just try as long as you can, you know? It's a little, like, meditative to do. I need you. Doom, 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 doom. It's simple, such a sad song. The one that we rely on to get us through the hard nights when we can't even put up a fight. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. Oh, how we love and we need love. Oh, how we love. Keep it going. It's too easy to walk out the door and never know why or what we left for. The little children wonder why we screaming, we yelling, why we have to lie. Oh, how they love and they need love. Oh, how they love. Oh, how they love and they need love. Oh, how they love. All right, snap break. How can you promise them tomorrow when you can't even promise yourself today? Here, we're coming back. 1, 2, 3. Ah, la, 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 yeah. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Thank you so much. Thank you for snapping. Is there anybody who just snapped the entire time you were just gung-ho? Let me see. Okay. Yes. All right. That was just slightly a little small experiment. So this past, just a few days ago, Steve and I were doing a workshop out in West Dundee for 3 middle school classes, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, starting with 8th grade. And we opened with that, and I, said, okay, we're gonna get a snap going. And each class was different. Each class took different risks. And I said, I wanna do this when we play at Studio 5 for the adults. And I have to tell you, you all were not much different than the 7th grade class. That's good. They were big risk takers. So anyway, welcome. I know many of you in the audience tonight, and some of you I don't know. And it's going to be a fun night for us because we're going to play a lot of my songs that I just never do. They're like the B-side cuts, a lot of quiet, slow songs. So I just wanted to get your bodies warmed up a little bit and just let you settle in because we're gonna go on a little odyssey for this music. So we're gonna just play the tunes. We hope you enjoy. They're from each of my albums. We're picking and choosing some of my personal favorites. I hope you enjoy. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've canceled all my plans through the fall, so I'm hoping you will stay and work it out. I have to say, in every way, that I wanna work it out. I wanna work it out. For every step we took together was gold, and I can't forget the stories that we told. Oh, little darling, please don't go. Hey, I promise it will be okay if you stay. I will hold you close to my heart. Have no doubts. Believe that we can work it out. For if I lost you, I'd be lost too. So I'm praying, baby, stay and work it out. I'm sorry for throwing your letters out the door. I'm sorry it takes a minute to was a time I went and hid inside myself. I just couldn't find a way to talk to you, to walk with you. During these preludes, couldn't find my mind. I just left it by the wayside. I take a shine to everything I see now. Out there, there are no airs to put on. Only the calming breeze to tell you where you are. Far Nobody noticed there's a storm that's rolling in. How can you distinguish grays with no respite, no sun to fight? Forget-me-nots are all you need to pay. Where I'm going by the wayside, I take a shine to everything I see now. Out there, there are no airs to put on. Only the calming breeze to tell you where you are. Far That is a song called The Wayside. When I was living in the city, I was living in a really beautiful apartment in Ukrainian Village. It was a 3-bedroom apartment, this big, long, sweeping hallway. And a friend of mine who was a great pianist and collaborator, he was moving, and he said, can I keep my baby grand piano in your apartment? And I was like, please, yes. I will pay the moving costs. So a lot of this music that you're hearing tonight was written either on the ukulele. That one in particular was written on a beautiful baby grand piano that is no longer with us. So all right, here's a happy. How about a happier song, huh? That'd be nice. This is Brighter Days. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful, can't describe your loving ways. Darling, you floor me each and every day. Time on the clock stops with each caress. Oh, my friend said there would be brighter days, but did I believe them? I was so downhearted, but it was worth the wait. With you brought the brightest of all days. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that I know it's not so simple as finding someone to make me happy again, I'll take it even slower with you. My friend said there would be brighter days, but did I believe them? I was so downhearted, but it was worth the wait. With you brought the brightest of all days. Yeah, yeah. Enough talk of the loneliness we've been living in. When the fever breaks, I'll be standing on the edge of my past, and I will let go if you let go too. Ooh, 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 ooh. Friends said there would be brighter days, but did I believe them? I was so downhearted. My friend said there would be brighter days. Did I believe them? I was so downhearted. My friend said there would be brighter days. Did I believe them? I was so downhearted, but it was worth the wait. With you brought the brightest of all days. Yeah, yeah. I walk alone in the sand, waiting for twilight to end. But then some dawns fall short from the rest, a thin line of gray. Forced my heart forgets songs of yesterday's friend. I know you've moved on with this life. One day I hope I will too. But the melody that rings in my ear in a song, and that song a kiss and wave goodbye to the sea. Words could not come more close to ears. Company, don't be shy. Blow a kiss and wave goodbye to the sea. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. That's one of the first songs I wrote on the baritone ukulele, called Yesterday's Friend, and it's on my first album, Too Many Februaries, and I was just telling them, I don't tell too many people this, but I'm gonna tell this audience right now that also, and we're being taped, I'm just gonna tell it to the whole world. So when this song came out, somebody that I was working with said, send me some songs, and I wanna maybe try and license them, you know, because that's how it is in the industry. You put your songs everywhere you can. And a big company that is now defunct, said, that was run by two brothers, and one is probably going to prison, said, we really like this Yesterday's Friend song. We would really love to have this song if you want. And me just being just a really young musician was like, that'd be so awesome. And they said, okay, we'll pay you this big one lump sum. And they kind of said, you can try and license it, but you might not ever see the money. Otherwise, we'll just give you this big lump sum of money, and you can, and then we'll just own the song. We'll own this recording, and if we use it, we use it. And I'm thinking, I've never seen this. It wasn't really that much money, but in hindsight, I'm like, I've never had this much money in my bank account ever. So I'm like, I will take it. And they bought the song, so they own the song. And I never really do it. I haven't seen it in any of their movies, and this was some years ago. So I don't know if it ever does get used and you hear it. Just know that I'm not making a dime from that. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So that's a little story about that song. We're gonna move on. These next two songs. This one is from a song, an album called Little Candy Heart. And I was just telling them, I wrote this one. I was waiting for an Uber. Me and my roommate were about to go party. And I just knew that it was probably going to be bad news of us just going out to hang and do whatever. And I'm like, so this song came out of it. It's called Lo and Behold. Mama, you were right. I should have listened to you. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won't find it staying out every night. Many come through and don't linger long. Too fast, too wrong. You'll see it's unnecessary. Creating dreams I'd never tell. For he put me under the sweetest spell. I'll tell you all about the first time his lips met mine. So right, Mama Lo, and behold, I came close. Many times lost my life, wasted, waited, inundated one. That's not love. Lo and behold, Mama, you were right. Won't find it staying out every night. Many come through and don't linger long. Too fast, too wrong. You'll see it's unnecessary. I drove straight in to that storm. Wipers warm. Wasted, waited, inundated, precious pride stood its ground. But all these sounds took me, taught me how to give my recreating dreams I'd never tell. For he put me under the sweetest spell. I'll tell you all about the first time his lips met mine. So right, Mama Lo, and behold. I'm going to introduce our band again tonight, this evening, this Friday, 2019. This is Team Billion on the piano. Yes. I met Steve. We're actually going to end our set. We have a few more tunes, but we're going to end our set with a couple of Steve's tunes, and I'll talk a little bit about them. But I've been playing with Steve for a while now. And this is Andrew Vogt on the bass. Yes. Yes. I think one of the first times we ever played together, it was very like food related. It was like 2 separate rehearsals and then we all went out to eat afterwards. So it's my food buddy right here. And this is Greg Artry on the drums. And I'm just going to say that I didn't realize it, but Greg just made his singing debut the other night. Just telling on you. I want to hear it, and I'm sure that it is amazing. I just saw a photo, and you know when you ever see a photo of a performance and you're like, you can tell that something special was happening, you know? I'm like, oh, I think something special is happening there. Anyway, that's Greg Archer on the drums. Yes, this is the band playing for you tonight. We're going to do one we did the last time we were here. One of my news tunes called Tomorrow Today. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you know if love is real? How do you trust in what you feel? When will you mean what you say? Tomorrow, today. Learning to walk's the easy part, but walking away can break your heart. But I still believe in love. I believe in us. Tomorrow, today. Today. Steve Million, Andrew Vogt, Greg Archie, holding it down. All right, were any of you guys like, how long is she gonna hold that note? She's gonna hold that note till then. I really wanna just hold that note till the very end, and I just can't do it. Maybe if I sit up next time. The next time we're here, we're gonna do that song. I'm gonna hold that note all the way to the end. These are the little conversations I have in my head. I'm sharing with you all tonight. So we just have a couple more songs left. Now, I met Steve at a show that happens 5 nights a week, right? At a restaurant called Catch 35 downtown. Do you know this place off of Wacker Drive? It's actually such a fun place to play, and they have really delicious food. And I sometimes sing with him and this bassist, Eric Hochberg. And that's where this grew, right? You were like, hey, I have some songs. You're like, they're cool, you'll be cool. Just come over, we'll work on them. These songs are really challenging people. Like, I was like, yeah. I had not known Steve for very long. And so I went over to his house, and you were like, let's just read through them. And this was one of them. And I was just like totally floundering. Like, you know, I could not even just sing basic intervals. I was like, I don't know, this sounds, I don't know it. Anyway, but he was patient with me, and we worked and worked. And these are 2 of my favorite songs of his that he wrote. So he was so gracious to agree to do them. Steve, you want to say anything about this tune? This is one of your oldest tunes, right?
It's one of my oldest tunes, and it started out as a ballad that it's written for my eldest daughter, Paige, and it's called Missing Paige. But it's a double meaning because I was always losing music to
I didn't know that.
the missing page. Oh no, I don't have page 3. But this tune was originally a very slow and kind of dark little ballad, but I kept it exactly the same and then reinvented it as this thing that you're going to hear, a 12/8 kind of crazy thing with a crazy bass line.
It's great.
The first thing Andrew said is he goes, I can tell this bass line wasn't written by a bass player.
Place that we were born, can there be no rest? Rippling like the fields that grow out west. Whatever can we do? Endless sky and open roads, we bend into the fold. another welcome overstayed. So we will sing a hymn and pray. Will this help us find our way? Life moves on, we plant our seeds, growing toward the light they need. No matter how hard we plead, they will steal away our greed. These are not to be sorrowful seeds we sow, for there's joy in discovering what we always know. These will not be sorrowful seeds we sow. There's so much more to know before we go away. Hear that sound, a distant train sings another sad refrain. And if we sense a lonesome pain, on no one can we lay blame. The struggling sun brings morning light. We close our eyes, no need for sight. Feel the warmth, the day burns bright. It feels as if we could take flight. These are not to be sorrowful seeds we sow, for there's joy in discovering what we always know. These will not be sorrowful seeds we sow. There's so much more to know before we go away. We will not be sorrowful seeds we Thank you so much. Steve Million on piano, Andrew Vogt on the bass, Greg Artry on the drums. I'm Sarah Marie Young. We have a very exciting second set, so we hope you stick around.
Sarah Marie Young, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Million, Andrew Vogt, Greg Artry. Thank you. Please do stick around. Bar is open, and we thank you. Thank you for coming. Hey, Sarah's here.
Hi.
Sarah Marie Young. So we're just, this is the part of the show. If you've not been here before, I get a chance to just chat a little bit with our artist, and then that becomes part of our radio show, and then I get out of the way. So, but I'm delighted to be here with Sarah Marie Young. And Sarah, I was thinking about so many things while during your first set. One was that when I first met you, I heard you doing a lot of jazz standards, and you are such a great interpreter of songs from the Great American Songbook. And I love that you are, and I also quickly learned that you also are a songwriter, but I love that you are just stretching and expanding what us as listeners with your repertoire. And you're such beautiful songs. I really love it, as well as obviously your gorgeous voice. How did you even begin writing songs? And what is your, tell me a little bit about your musical background, because harmonically, you are really doing some quite interesting things, and it's not just like, I mean, you say you wrote them at the ukulele, some of them, but come on.
They're
Those aren't
weird.
like
The
standard ukulele chords.
It's a beast. Yeah. I just grew up in my household. My father was a bassist, and he and my mother sang, and they were really active in a little small church.
Uh-huh.
So I had all this church kind of gospel music and hymns, and then we listened to a lot of different music at home. We actually listened to only Christian music until my parents divorced. And then once they divorced, and then my dad had, sole custody of us. Then my dad was like, all right, open up the gates. And I just played, because my mom just didn't allow us to listen to other music. And she's cool with it now. And we listened to all kinds of music. And it was really from my father. He really enjoyed classical music. He would take us to concerts all the time. And he really enjoyed Motown. And he was like a classic rock player. And he loved the Beatles. And he just loved all types of music. So when I started really, I found out that I was good at music. I just wanted to get into it. So I had classical training, and I loved classical music, but I just couldn't just stay in that lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I still had the church background, and then I got into, a lot of original music. And so writing music, a lot of times it depends on just how I'm feeling. Sometimes I write just a pop tune that's just pretty poppy, or an R&B song. And a lot of the songs you're hearing tonight are I think drawn more from a classical influence.
Right, they're not. Some of them don't have standard song forms. They
Right.
don't. I mean, they're like I was saying, harmonically, they go to really interesting, unusual places. Phrase lengths are not real squared up, and it takes us really on a wonderful journey. I really like it. So you grew up, as I guess, as a musical omnivore, kind of just absorbing everything that you could. Right. I mean. And it's interesting that you would be influenced by lots of different things, and it's nice that you grew up in a family that sort of sounds like appreciated that and cultivated that.
Yeah, for sure.
Listening to lots of different kinds of music. You've got and this isn't certainly the only kind of stuff that you perform, because I know you have another group that you perform with regularly that I hope to bring in here at some point.
Oh yes, I hope so too.
Tell me about it.
And I brought their CD, our CD. So I'm in this all-female acoustic group called the Oyas, and it's a group that started out. We're all friends. At one point, we've all been roommates. The other two ladies went to school together, and we're just all very close. And we got hired to sing the national anthem for the USO of Illinois. And so we're hired kind of yearly to do some stuff for them. And, we're so chatty. We're like, we should start just maybe playing some songs. This is like 6 years ago.
Right.
And we've spent so much time together. And finally, we were like, okay, let's actually get to work and actually work up some songs. We worked up some cover songs. It's one of Allison plays guitar. I play the ukulele and a cajon. And Leslie sometimes plays guitar. She's kind of the auxiliary. instrumentalist. She plays a melodica, and she plays trumpet,
Oh,
and
wow.
she does shaker, and we over the past few years have just developed our sound, and we write our own songs each separately and together, and we have our very first album. Finally,
Great.
each of us are our own singers and performers in our own right, and we finally made a product.
Oh,
so,
that's great.
yeah.
And so the band is the three of you, nobody else.
Yep, it's just
Oh, that's
it's
great.
just us.
That's great.
So,
So all the sounds are organic. I mean, they're all just coming from you
Yeah,
guys. So
and-
but you're all singing.
we're all singing. There's just a big emphasis on harmony, and we've been singing together for such a long time that it's like we just, harmonize with each other just on accident.
Oh, that's great. Well, I've listened to a lot of your stuff online.
Okay,
So I'm asking kind of leading questions because I do know, I am familiar with
Come
your
to a
music.
show. Yeah.
How many people in the group? But I'd be thrilled to hear you guys in person. I hope that we can do that here. You also have some stuff. You mentioned two other little things to me just as we were just chatting that that really interested me. One is that you're going to be going to Europe soon. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to France. My husband, Guy King, is going to be touring there. And
Tell us
then-
just a little bit about him. So what?
Yeah, he is a phenomenal jazz, blues, soul guitarist and singer. And he's been on the Chicago scene for a really long time. He moved away for a while. He came back, not planning to stay because he really hates the winters here. And then we met. And so this is I think this is his third winter back since he returned.
Oh wow.
I know. I'm like, sorry, thank you. And
Have you
we're
talked to my
married now,
wife?
and we have a daughter. And but he's been steadily just starting to tour more and more. Actually, just since our daughter was born, she'll be 2 soon.
Oh wow.
And so he's been going there to France, once or twice a year.
Huh.
He'll be touring there with a band under his name. And then I just picked up a show through this platform called So Far Sounds, which they're in lots of cities everywhere. It's a very cool format. And I'll be in Paris doing a show there. So
Wow. When will that be?
that will be, thanks. That's March 31st.
Oh, March 31st. Oh, great. Wonderful.
And yeah, so we have to figure that out though, because Guy just actually, I think he's gonna close a show in Spain right during that time. So I actually might have to bring our daughter to the show.
Wow.
To our show. We're trying to figure it out. We have some friends, but I'm like, I think I'm just gonna have to bring her. Anyway, that's side
Yeah.
note.
Yeah, Bea has now offered for us to go along. So great, we got that settled. Good.
We do. I was on his last record, and I actually just sang the backups on his current record. But we we're very different. And I'm more of I have my own thing, but I also just sing a lot of different music for a lot of different people. And I like to think of myself as a ringer, especially like in the studio. I do a lot of studio sessions. And Guy is not like that. Guy has his name and his band and his music, and which takes, I think, a lot of times it's a lot harder to do that.
Yeah.
And so we're just different. I'll come in and sit in on the song that we sang together, but usually I'm not like, singing with him.
Did you meet under musical conditions? I mean, was it some on a gig or something? that you
Yeah,
met?
we did. I already knew who he was because he was playing at Andy's with an organ trio, and I actually went to see him, and I thought he was so handsome. I was like, oh my God, wow. But I just assumed that he was like a little ladies' man, and I just was like, I'm not even gonna get in line. Like, forget that, So I just was like, okay, he's good, and he's like breathtakingly handsome. But and then he came to see me at Pete Miller's like years later. And I already knew who he was. I kind of geeked out. He was like, do you know who I am? I'm like, you're Kai King. I know who you are. Hi. And that was it. So we threw a few. It was under musical, in situations. He came over and we worked on some songs. But I've worked with lots of different people, and when he came over, I couldn't even I couldn't make eye contact with him. I kept finding reasons to go in the kitchen, like, do you want some tomatoes or something? Do you need anything? And I was super nervous, and he kind of wanted to work on some music, and I just could barely do it because I was so nervous.
Great.
And we went and got coffee, and the rest is history.
Wow. And you have a small child, and you were talking about doing some music some
Yeah,
kids music stuff.
we have a daughter who's almost 2. Her name is Rachel, and I have a little program called Sarah's Music Room. It's an Instagram channel, and I have been actually doing children's classes. It's really jazz influenced, and a lot of it's original music, but it also, you know, we play the hits as well, because you can't
Sure.
beat Row, Row, Row Your Boat
No,
with a small
no,
child.
no.
She will always request that over any other original song of mine.
Wish I had the rights to that one.
Yeah, so that's Sarah's Music Room. That's what I'm
Oh,
kind of
that's great.
doing right now.
So then you can find that on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Great.
yes, yes.
Well, I want to. I could talk to you for about another hour, but I definitely want to just hear more music. And am I right? Isn't that kind of what we needed tonight? Was just this after this
Yeah.
week? Oh my God! So I'm going to make a beeline for that room over there, or that booth up there, and turn this over to you. So
Okay.
Sarah Marie Young, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
All right. So I have an album out that I never really talk about, and it's the very first album I ever recorded in 2009. I had just graduated from college, and I made a little jazz album with a couple originals. I was already writing music, but I'd never recorded my own music. And I'm going to play that song. I don't ever really, like I said, with a lot of these songs, I never play them anymore, and I thought it would be a good opportunity. And when I was playing it, I was revisiting. I'm like, wow, I kind of like this song. I don't really write songs like this anymore. And it's called Winter Song, appropriately. I wrote this before I knew my husband, but I hope you enjoy. No need to ask why I love you. Please don't wonder if I cry. It's time that they tell us we should be running from, but I know that's a lie. Don't be afraid to live when we got so much more to give. As sure as the day breaks, even when the sun won't shine, our love will last a lifetime. Oh, this winter, it's so cold, so mean and cold. Believe me, it cuts through my bones too. We spend the dark, dark nights worrying about the world, when that's for the good, good Lord to do. Wait and see. Oh, would you wait for me? As sure as the day breaks, even when the sun won't shine, our love will last a lifetime. Can you hear love calling you out? It's calling out your name. Oh, it's calling out your name. As sure as the day breaks, even when the sun won't shine, our love will last a lifetime. day breaks, as sure as the day breaks, as sure as the day breaks, even when the sun won't shine, our love will last a lifetime. As sure as the day breaks, even when the sun won't shine, our love will last a lifetime. Thank you. So, I'm just gonna step over here and do one more song without the guys. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll stand up for this one. I'll move it because I feel like I've only told this story standing up. Thanks, Steve.
Microphones and everything.
So I'm about to retire this story. This is a story that I tell a lot. And I think at least Andrew and Greg are probably really relieved that I'm retiring the story because they've heard it many times. But it's something that happened to me last year. Like Steve said, I sing a lot of different music, and big style is jazz. And I love singing songs from the Great American Songbook. And I love playing them on the ukulele, but I never really get too many requests for that. So last October, this venue contacted me and they were like, Sarah, we want you to come to our venue and play your ukulele and play jazz songs from the Great American Songbook. And I was like, really? Like, you were specifically requesting me? So I felt so good. They said, yeah, it's for a private party. It was for NASDAQ. They were having some, like, holiday party. I was like, cool, great. And they said, can you play songs from the 20s? And I was like, yes, but are you sure you don't mean a different era? Because the songs from the 20s are not, they're their own kind of era of tunes. And they said, yeah, just whatever you want. We want you to do some swing music and just sing and play. And they're really excited to have you. And so I was like, okay, great. They're actually excited to have me. My boost of confidence, right? So I show up at this venue, and they're like, okay, we have your little corner set up for you. And I'm in this little corner, and they have me right next to this illustrious cookie bar. It's like all this whiskey, and then I'm like inches away from this table just full of like 17 different varieties of cookies. And if you know me, I just love sweets so much. So I'm like, this is the best gig ever. I'm playing my uke, I'm singing my songs, I'm buying the cookies. NASDAQ people are here, all right. So I start playing my songs, grab your coat and get your hat, nice and easy. I'm so happy, leave your worries on the doorstep, just direct your feet. And like while I'm playing, I hear this like, and I'm like, it was so loud. And slowly people are leaving the room, and this manager comes up to me. And now little did these people know at NASDAQ, but this particular venue in Chicago has a bunch of different rooms. And in their main room, every Thursday night they have a burlesque show. And it was Thursday. And the burlesque show was starting. And it was NASDAQ, which is like 90% straight male. So they were like, the management came up and they were like, can you just play something like a little more upbeat? And I was like, well, I can try. So then I'm like playing jazz standards like really fast. I was like, blue sky smiling at me, like really like giving it all I got. And so I play a couple songs, and the management comes back up to me and they are like, Sarah, this is great. You sound beautiful, but can you play any pop music, like songs, top 40s or I don't know, Michael Jackson or something. And I'm like, kind of like, once again, yes, I can try, but I'll just try my best. So they're being very gracious about it. So like, I can play Michael Jackson. Like, then I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Hey, pretty baby. I like, broke out my wedding band voice. With the high heels on, you got me feeling like I've never, ever known. And I'm like over here thinking I'm like doing such a good job, and then they come up, and like nobody is there. It's just me and the cookies. And they come up and they say, listen, maybe you can just try one more song, and if it's not working, I don't know, maybe we should move you to a different place or a different corner. And I was like, I felt a little bad for myself. I said, okay, you know what? It's cool. I got this. I'm going to win these people over. It's cool. I know tons of music. So I'm like, all right, this is the song I'm going to play, and I'm just going to give it my all, and I think I will win NASDAQ over, and they won't care. I know I'm fully clothed. It's okay. It's fine, There's whiskey in here, there's cookies in here, there's a ukulele in here. Who wouldn't want that, right? Over naked women. So here's the song that I played. I did it in a jazzy way, but it's not necessarily a jazz song. Right? Like, okay, they're gonna be impressed. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. And you can tell right away it led to A when the people start to move. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. Come on, boom. Now at this point, I had no takers. Maybe like 2 women. They were like, yeah. But then I kept going. I was like, all right, I'm going to change it up a little bit, So I was like, music knows it isn't always will be one of those things that life just won't quit. Here are some of music's pioneers. Time will not allow us to forget. With his Basie Miller, Satchmo, and the king of Arsaduke, and with a voice like Ella's ringing out, there's a way the band can lose. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over. Now at this point, I got like a little desperate, just my own ego. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna scat. They'll stay. I'm like, and then at this point, general management came up to me like in the middle of the song, and they were like, you can go home. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I got up. They gave me my check for the whole night, so I was like, it's all right, I got paid anyway. I just like took my bag. And I'm not gonna lie, I know it's really unhealthy, but I was a little depressed, and I stopped at McDonald's on the way home, and I threw away the evidence, and I didn't even tell Guy. I didn't tell my husband that I had went to McDonald's. I came home early. And, but anyway, so, you know, that is the story. That's the last time I think I'm going to tell that story, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have to get another band if I can't want to keep telling that story. So let's just finish it off. You can feel it all over. Come on, clap along. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. Can you feel it all over, people? You can feel it all over. I can feel it, yes I can. Keep clapping your hands. I can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. Come on, boom. Ba-do-do, 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 Thank you, thank you. All right, guys, come on back out. Where are the guys at? Oh, let's give them a round of applause. Steve Million, Andrew Vogt, Greg Artry. This is the newest one. The OES sing this song, even though it's not on our recording, but it's our newest tune. It's a song that I wrote called And Anyway. It's slightly scandalous, this song, I'll tell you. Gasp. Ready? I'll do a little intro. Since we're both here tonight, may as well ask a question. One small request that I haven't made in years. I just got some bad news. And I need 2 arms to hold me all through the night or until I lose these blues. And anyway, it's been so long since we've spoken. How is your lovely wife? And anyway, I am sure you've heard of my exciting new life. Confess to me, my friend, that you don't still think about me. Forget the future when we're apart. I resign, I'll never find I have to hold my heart. It's been so long since we've spoken. How is your lovely wife? And anyway, I am sure you've heard of my exciting new life. Confess to me, my friend, that you don't still think about me. Forget the future when we're apart. I resign, I'll never find the half to hold my heart. Thank you. Josie was a fox squirrel that lived near the small man-made pond on the east side of Humboldt Park. She had a cozy den inside an old hickory for winter and a nice summer nest tucked away in the leaves of an ash tree. Squirrels aren't particularly thoughtful creatures. They mostly keep themselves busy, running around, collecting, gathering, storing, eating food, and mating. This is squirrel life. But all of this bored Josie. She loved to saunter through the park, walking slowly through the rose garden and peering closely into the different colors of each flower. How beautiful this park is, she would think. She would spend summers dipping her front claws in the lagoon, giggling. How peculiar it is to giggle, she would think. Other squirrels would catch her with her eyes closed, waiting for the fall breeze to flow through her thick fur. "Are you trying to get yourself killed?" one squirrel asked, annoyingly shaking his head and running quickly to his den with a walnut stuffed in his cheek. Josie also loved watching humans. She hid in trees, looking down, wondering why humans moved so slowly. There was absolutely no sense of urgency. And the noises they made didn't sound like mating calls or fighting noises. How peculiar these humans are, she would think. Most importantly, Josie fell in love with the pieces of cloth that humans covered their bodies with, and the hard pieces of cloth they wore on their feet. She thought that these pieces of cloth were the most beautiful things she had ever seen. Last summer, she'd found a book a human had forgotten on a park bench, with the pages full of picture after picture of humans wearing these peculiar, beautiful clothes. Josie took the book home, dazzled by every page. Then she remembered that squirrels should never be dazzled, never wonder, or feel anything really, just survive and eat and mate. She remembered that she would never be able to share these types of feelings with another squirrel. The feeling of liking something just because you like it. Josie then felt the loneliness in the pit of her little squirrel heart that no squirrel or human should ever feel. Why am I like this? Josie asked herself. She wanted to belong, but her constant curiosity made her an outcast. Other squirrels kept a distance, whispering to each other, "I think that girl squirrel has some kind of brain disease. Don't get too close." What she could never tell any other of the squirrels was that she wanted to wear these peculiar, beautiful, dazzling clothes. After much foraging, Josie found 2 pieces of cloth, a scrap of white denim and teal-colored cotton found in the park's trash cans. Ecstatic, she ran home as fast as she could, clutching the clothes tightly to her chest. Little did she know, but there was a boy squirrel who had noticed Josie's behavior, and he needed to talk to her. The boy squirrel came to visit Josie in her den, and she quickly hid her treasures. "What is it that you want?" Josie asked. "I don't have any seeds for winter yet, if that's what you came for." And I'm not interested in birthing any young sometime soon either. So what is it? No, that's not it. He said in such a friendly way that Josie had never been addressed. I just think you should know that most of the squirrels here know you love clothes. You're not hiding it very well. Before he could finish, Josie gasped. They know about the clothes? Is this what you came here for? To make fun of me? I already know the other squirrels do, but now everyone knows about the clothes too? I'm mortified. What am I going to do? Josie knew in her heart she wanted to wear clothes like humans did, but she knew that she would never be accepted by the other squirrels. She wanted the boy squirrel to leave immediately. She made up her mind that it was best to run away from the park, away from the rose garden, the lagoon, her trees, the pond, all the way to the beach where it's forbidden for squirrels to go, where she would throw herself into Lake Michigan. At that moment, the boy squirrel, seeing the tortured look on Josie's beautiful face, said, I also came to show you these. And he pulled out from behind him the most peculiar and beautiful set of dazzling blue shoes, just the right shape and size for a squirrel's feet. I made these for myself, he said, and I thought that maybe you would like a set too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in my mind, I asked if I could see you again, and you replied, why yes, and maybe we could be friends. Let's meet at 5. I know the perfect spot to watch the sun go down in the city. If it feels right, maybe afterwards we could get a bite to eat. I'll be the girl in green. You'll be the boy in blue. We could get lost at sea. We could make love brand new. It's chilly by the lake tonight. Looks just like a dream. The lighthouse in the distance calls to you and me. But you should take me home now before we start to freeze. I'm not concerned with who you've loved, for you to hold my hand. The waves that roll in from the ocean ask to kiss the sand. You never need to boy in blue. We could get lost at sea. We could make love brand new. We would be royalty. We would break all the rules. I'll be the girl in green. You'll be the boy in blue. Thank you. Thank you for that, listening to that story. I'd written that song a while ago, and I wanted a little story to go for it. And I used to live in Humboldt Park, and there were a lot of squirrels. And I thought, what's going on in their world? For years, I thought about this. I haven't lived there for years. And one night, in the middle of the night, I woke up and wrote that story. So I think we just have time for maybe 3 more tunes. Let's do Dream. Let's do Dream. This is a song I co-wrote with pianist Stu Mindeman. It's got those cool piano chords, you know, that I don't write. So this is off of Too Many Februaries. This is Dream. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The scene opens bright, both of us walking outside. A day turns to a night full of beautiful colors. Somehow my mind turns the tide. Right before my eyes stands your one and only lover. Dream, cruel, cruel dream. How you betray me and just leave me lost in my tears. She says hello, baby, where did you go? While my heart explodes in slow motion. Then in our house, you two are cuddling on the couch. With my heart blown apart, I just stand there frozen and see the bits of me on the wall, in the kitchen sink, on the floor by our old bedroom door. A dream, crazy dream. How could you We're going to close out with these last two songs. This little short one. I always talk about my dad. If I'm getting questions, I'm interviewed, or if I'm playing one of my own shows, I always talk about him because he had such a huge impact on my musical life, as well as just my whole life. And he raised me and my brother and my sister by himself since I was 9. And I owe so much to him. And he had a long illness. He had had a stroke and had lived with the stroke for a really long time. And it was, you know, really hard. So I wrote this song for him while he was still alive because, you know, a stroke is no joke. He used to say that after he had the stroke. I said, I know, you got to make a lot of hard choices, and you got to want to have to make them. And I can't imagine how he felt. So I wrote this song for him. Make sure I want to get the chords right. Old dad, new dad, broken blue dad, wish you could say what you see. Down on your luck, please don't give up. Trying to be, I know that it's a hard road out. Some turns you must go on your own, but it would only break our hearts if you decided not to go. Oh, Dad, I love you. Oh, that it's a hard road out. Some turns you must go on your own, but it would only break our hearts if you decided not to go. Oh, Dad, I love you. Oh, thank you. All right, we want to send you out tonight feeling good, yes? All right. Long time, I've been loving you for a long time. I didn't know if you wanted me around. Now I'm flying with your touch. You got me flying, and I don't ever want to come down. So give me a chance to show you how I care. All you have to do is ask, and I will be with you. Yes, I will be with you. Telling you that I will be with you. I will be with you. Let's build roots. I can build a city from these feelings I can't help but show. Yes, there'll be rain, but it couldn't make flowers so pretty from the trust that is started. So give me a chance to show you how I care. All you have to do is ask, and I will be with you. Yes, I will be with you. Yeah, I will be with you. Yes, I will be with you. Come on now. Sing, I will be with you. Yeah, I wanna be with you. Yeah, I wanna be with you. I will be with you.
Sarah Marie Young. That's Steve Million, Andrew Vogt, and Greg Artry, and the incredible Sarah Marie Young.